Taylor Rooks has moved up the ranks of sports media. She's now the lead host of Amazon Prime Video's coverage of the NBA and is a main contributor on its NFL Thursday Night Football pregame. We wanted to find out how she got there and what's next. That's why, Taylor Rooks, you are the main event. Really appreciate you giving us the time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Elite Read, come sit in the chair.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. This is where I want to start, though. I don't know if everyone knows this, but your dad, Thomas, was a star running back at Illinois. You're the grandniece, this is really amazing to me, of Hall of Famer Lou Brock. First off, I just want to know, what type of athlete were you growing up?
Oh, what a great question. So I always say to people, I am incredibly naturally athletic. So when I try something, I'm good at it. When it came to putting it into practice, like on the team, I maybe wasn't the best. But whenever I pick up a new sport, I tend to be really good at it. But another issue that I am trying to work on in my adult life is sometimes if I'm not good at something instantly, I say, okay, I'm not doing this. So I don't know if I was putting in the work to become, the next Lisa Leslie, the way that I should have.
Gotcha. Now, Lou Brock, who you're his grandniece, he passed away 5 years ago. So you grew up with him. I mean, that's like the coolest thing ever. I don't know for you, you lived it. So, but I mean, for Lou Brock, I mean that's cool. So give me a little like what that was like for you. And did you know? Because obviously even someone my age, I'm a little bit older than you. I didn't watch Lou Brock play, but he's a legend. So for you, give us that relationship.
Yeah, so I was born in St. Louis, and so we were going back all the time to see him and my Aunt Jackie. And funny enough, like I obviously knew that he was a legend of a baseball player throughout my life. We were always going up there, and he had this big, beautiful Hummer. The license plate said Hall of Fame. Whenever we would go out to eat, people would be stopping him. Like I understood the context of the fact that he was this very famous person in St. Louis. He had a museum once that we went to the opening for. But it really wasn't until I was in college at the University of Illinois, which is, it has a lot of Cardinals fans, closer to Southern Illinois a little bit. And the reaction that I would get when I would tell people that I was going to the Cardinals game because my uncle played, whatever, that's when I realized he was just a huge deal. But he was just the most caring, generous, like giving man who I miss so much. When I was younger, we would go up to St. Louis for his birthdays, and he would always do the first pitch on his birthday in July. And I would get so mad because when they would show him on the Jumbotron, I would think people were booing, but they were actually saying, Lou, I'm like, why are they booing Uncle Lou? But no, he was just an incredible person. I was actually in the bubble when he passed. I left early to go attend the funeral, but it was really nice being in this community of, sports loving fans who were just giving me all these different memories that they had about my uncle. And I feel incredibly comforted whenever I hear that. Like that week, Jason Tatum, who of course is also from St. Louis, he, wrote Rip Lou on his shoes. And so everybody was just so kind about him. And whenever someone comes up to me and gives a memory about meeting him or watching him or what they meant or what he meant to their sports career, it brings a big, big smile on my face for sure.
I want to switch gears and get into your career. We're presented by WSC Sports. You're not using digital asset management. You're doing it wrong. League Team Network. You got to use WSC Sports. WSC-sports.com is the website. On December 11th, a Thursday, we have Hans Schroeder, lead executive at the NFL, as our guest for Off the Record with me, Andrew Marchand, presented by WSC Sports. So you can sign up for that. Your career. So Illinois is in your blood in terms of going there. Your dad went there. You went there. I think your mom went there too.
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole family. Did they meet there?
They met there.
Okay,
They
wow.
did.
Okay, so the whole family,
Yeah.
Illinois. You're going to Illinois. You're from St. Louis. You go to Illinois. Is your goal then to get into sports media? What's the goal for Taylor Rooks going to Illinois?
I went to Illinois knowing that I wanted to be involved in all of their sports programs. I knew that I was going to work for the Illinois basketball team. And I always said, okay, I want to do sports journalism, but I wanted to see all the things that Illinois offered my freshman year, but very quickly at the end of my first semester, I committed to the College of Media because I knew I wanted to pursue broadcast journalism. So I went up there with the incredibly determined thought, and then very quickly I just was all in on becoming exactly what I wanted to be, which was a sports journalist. So it was something that evolved, especially when I started doing the classes. And I say this all the time, but because I think that people should talk about when they feel like they are good at something. And when I was in school and we would be doing, the productions, one day someone was an anchor, one day someone was a producer, I just felt like I was naturally really good at it. I always knew sort of what to say or what should come next or how to segue. I've always felt really comfortable in front of the camera. And so once I started actually doing it in practice, I just absolutely committed to it. Even though you watch those old tapes and you're like, this was actually awful. Why did I ever think that I was even a little good at this? But that was sort of the evolution of the idea.
Okay, so you want to listen to the rest of the podcast, andrewmarchand.com, andrewmarchand.com. Now, you did a million internships. I mean, how many, I have a crack staff who we do a lot of research. How many internships did you have? And how did that springboard into, because a lot of people listening to this, they want to know how do you get into this business? How do you, a lot of people are very established in the business, but how do you break through? So how was that for you in terms of the internships and getting that first break?
Like I said,